Your Holiness, Shri Mataji Nirvala Devi, and most distinguished Sir C.P. Siravastava, and Honourable County Legislator of Yonkers, Andreas Stewart Cousins, and dear fellow seekers of knowledge and truth. I say thank you. I say thank you to you all from the bottom of my heart that you have accepted my invitation to come to the great Cathedral of St. John the Divine in New York for this very important meeting. A meeting that can have historic proportions and impact related to an area that is exceedingly close to my heart and to your heart, and that is the restoration of our planet. Planet Earth is unique. Planet Earth is a one-of-a-kind planet in all universe, because she is the only one that we know of so far that harbors the miracle of life. There is an abundance of life on Earth. We do not know how many millions of species. The finest scientists think there are some 5, possibly 15 million species. Planet Earth circles with the precision of the finest Swiss jewel watch once a year around the sun. She carries all these passengers, and one of the species, Homo sapiens, is bestowed with something that the other ones do not have: free will. We can make choices. We can make choices for the betterment or the detriment of this blue pearl in space, a spaceship where all the actions or inactions of one species has impact upon all the other ones. Now, my ancestor, great uncle Alfred Nobel, 100 years ago, he amassed a fortune based upon his patents of dynamite. Dynamite he saw as a peaceful instrument. It could build harbors, it could make tunnels, and it could clear roads. However, he also saw very clearly that the awesome blasting power could be used for warfare and destruction. He listened to a woman, his secretary, Bertha von Suttner, who in Paris was involved in the peace movement. She said, "Dr. Nobel, you should use your great fortune for world betterment. You should establish a testament, and your skill is chemistry, but use in other areas for world betterment, and particularly relate to peace." So peace prize came about, the chemistry prize, the physics prize, and the medicine prize, and in order to get an idea across 100 years ago, literature prize. That's how you conveyed an idea. Now, unfortunately, many of the commercial applications of these innovations that have been recognized through Nobel Prizes have today become the destroyers of the planet. And we see today a world that is suffering, where my friends that I often talk to, I guess I'm a reincarnated soul. I'm most likely have some Indian blood in my body because I talk to the plants and I listen to the animals. I can hear nature crying out loud, "Please, stop destroying me. Change, transform yourself. Live within my laws, or I have to correct you, and I will be merciless in my corrections." Now, in order to find solutions to these problems, I took upon myself some 20 years ago to study the world's major religion philosophies, both esoteric and exoteric ones, and I found a common denominator. And I became much influenced by the philosophies and the teachings in India. And I heard 20 years ago about the Kundalini, that there is something in the human body, the spirit, and the spirit is dormant in people. Most people do not know why they are on earth, what the purpose of life is all about. They do not realize that earth is a school for us humans, and we are here on earth in order to learn purification and perfection. And we will come back again and again until we learn the lessons that are very hard. Now, some souls have been here many times and learned the lessons. At that time you are removed from the wheel of karma, and you do not have to come back and go to school in earth. Such an individual, such a soul, is called an avatar. And we have here tonight in Shri Mataji an avatar. She is here tonight to show us, to share with us her findings. And I have had the pleasure of meeting her twice. Once in India in November last year, when I hosted or chaired the conference. On my left side was seated His Holiness the Dalai Lama. On the right side, Shri Mataji. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you, for 2 hours when I was on the podium between these highly evolved spiritual entities, I could feel these energy circles. When I touched them, it was like touching a live battery. It tingled in my body. Now, why is this so important for us to get the self-knowledge and the self-realization? It is absolutely essential for us to get it at this time in our history, because we are in the process, humanity at large, through the discoveries that we have made and the business that we are doing and the information that we have in hand, to destroy the very thing that makes life on earth possible, and that is clean air, fresh potable water, pure soils that we can grow healthy foods on, and so on and so on. We can no longer be out in the sunshine without getting fried by the ozone holes. All these are signals from Mother Earth that says stop, slow down, change. Now, I'm sure we're not doing this destruction of the planet, where we're in the process of becoming these destroyers of the earth instead of the preservers of the earth, because we are full of ill will and malice. No, we do it because we are ignorant. We do not know what is right and wrong. But can you imagine if we, by developing ourselves, by reaching self-realization, has the ability to distinguish between what is right and wrong? And I assure you that we have the future in our hands, in your hands and in my hands. And tonight, very soon, you will hear Shri Mataji start to explain how this Sahasra Yoga, which means spontaneous self-realization, can be practiced by each and every one of you for your personal, individual self-realization and betterment, so that you start to know the difference between what is right and wrong, so that you will have compassion for other people, other groups, other religions, other ethnics, and so on. And once you have learned this technology, once you're a master of it yourself, I firmly believe that you will become the catalysts for world transformation, and that you will dedicate your lives henceforth towards service to humanity and the earth. So therefore, I'm very, very pleased to introduce Shri Mataji Devi, and please give her an ovation now at this time, and we should soon hear what you're saying. Thank you very much.
नीचे रखो नीचे. I bow to all the seekers of truth. First of all, I have to say that truth is what it is. You cannot change it. You cannot transform it. You cannot discuss it. It is what it is. It has been what it has been, and it will be what it will be. If we accept this fact that we know truths, but we do not know the absolute truth, and we have to know that absolute truth which is described in all the scriptures, because they all were talking about the truth only. So what is the truth? The truth is, you are not this body, this mind, these emotions, but you are the pure spirit. You have to achieve that state of selfhood. Unless and until you become that, you see all kinds of differences among people, among religions, among nations. So first of all, as you have been described about Kundalini, you need not have blind faith, because blind faith is more dangerous. We have had lots of problems with this blind faith. But you must keep your mind open, because you are seekers. Special people, a special category of people as described by William Blake, who are seeking. And as seekers, you should experience whatever I am saying. And if it works, if you experience that, then as honest people, you must believe it. Because that's what you are seeking, and this has to spread all over the world. They have already described to you what is the power residing in the triangular bone, which is awakened, and you get connected with this all-pervading power of divine love. Love is greater than truth, because love is the giver of truth. And this divine power of love is doing all the living work on this earth. For example, we see these beautiful flowers and we take them for granted. We don't understand how these different flowers are created with different fragrance, with different heights, with different bushes, so meticulously. Who does all this? If you ask a doctor who runs your heart, he'll say it's an autonomous nervous system. Well, who is this auto? Who is this auto that runs your heart, which digests your food, works out everything within yourself? So when we turn to religion also, people have not been able to explain it properly because people to whom it was to be explained were not ready, I think. They couldn't understand. In every word that is written in the scriptures, there's a very, very deep meaning behind it. But as it is, as you know, what has happened to all the people who are supposed to be at the helm of affairs of religions. Now the trouble is that whatever religion we take, wherever we are born, whatever we are, it's just a chance. You could have been born in any religion, in any city, in any village. But you start identifying, is a human nature, is to identify with where you are being born, what were your parents, what society you lived in, everything. All these conditionings make you think that you are that. It all settles down in your mind. If I say something, it should not shock you that mind is a myth created by us. Through our reactions outside, we are conditioned in our mind. We have also got our ego to protect ourselves and to react. That's how this mind has been created. And this mind which we have created is something like we have created a computer and we are now slaves of that mind. We can't do without it. But to believe in your mind is not that you believe in the truth. Mind can take you to any level of degradation or any level of ascent, but it cannot take you beyond the mind. I am talking about the realm which exists beyond your mind which you have created. This realm of divine love is everywhere. It permeates into everything. It acts into everything. We believe that there is God, that also like blind faith. We believe that His powers are there, but now the time has come for you to feel it, to know it on your central nervous system. In Sanskrit, there is a word called Veda, from where the word Veda has come. The first stanza of Veda says that reading all these, if you cannot find out this all-pervading power, it is useless. Another word we use is Buddha. This comes from this word Bodha. Bodh means to feel it on your central nervous system. And when Christ also said that you are to be born again, He didn't mean that you put a certificate on your head, I am born again. Never. It's a happening where there's a breakthrough in your ascent in the evolutionary process. You have reached the human level of human awareness. But you have to go beyond it. And that is what is there within you, the great power of Kundalini. Of course, this knowledge has been used for all kinds of nonsensical things. Today only somebody warned me that Kundalini, they think, can be awakened through some sort of sex business. Actually, Kundalini, if you see, is placed, I don't know, is placed above, see here, above the last chakra of Muladhara. That means when Kundalini rises, this chakra just becomes silent. Christ has said that you have to enter into the kingdom of God when you are like a child. Means innocent. All these excretion habits also drop out and they become absolutely silent when Kundalini rises. So this kind of a myth was started. I'm ashamed to say that these Indians, they used it because they thought that this kind of thing will be more appreciated in a Freudian countries, and they brought this kind of knowledge. It has nothing to do with these animal instincts. You are a human being and you have to rise above this animal status. Now, as it is, you know that people talk of great jihads and things like that. They think that by putting people into a kind of a discipline with force, with swords in their hands, that's not the way you can achieve it. In all your freedom, you have to achieve your own freedom. You cannot force it. Till you become absolutely free, you will not understand what is your value. You will not understand what you can achieve, what state you can achieve. So when this Kundalini rises, she gives lots of blessings to you. First of all, she is your mother. She is the one who knows everything about you. Everything is recorded in her about your past, about your aspirations, everything. And she knows how to rise. As when you were born, your mother took all the trouble of your birth. In the same way, it's a very beautiful awakening that takes place. Now, some people have written that when Kundalini rises, people become mad and this and that and nonsense. I've never seen. I've been working for at least 27 years. I have not seen one person suffering like that. How can it be? She is your mother. And she gives you this second birth. She is very anxious to give you this second birth, especially nowadays in these modern times. It was to be. It's already predicted that this is the time when many people who will be seeking truth in the Himalayas and all kinds of difficult places will become householders and they will achieve this union with the divine. This union with the divine is yoga and it's called sahaja, meaning spontaneous, born with you. This happens to you because it's a matter of your right. As a human being, you have a right to become a higher personality. And you are suffering, you are seeking because you feel inside that there's something higher you have to achieve and you have not yet achieved that. So the one thing that happens first of all when you rise through the first chakra, the Kundalini rises. And what she does, she gives a blessing, a special blessing of Muladhara chakra, by which you become a very moral person. Moral in the sense that the way you see these days, our eyes are moving here and there, the way people are taking, to the extreme if you go, I don't know what to say, because really I don't know from what minds these things come out. But all sorts of nonsense people do in the name of enjoyment. You become a very sober and a dignified person. Because you know yourself. You develop that dignity within yourself, and a caliber of a very high moral personality comes in. Then the relationships with your sister, with your mother, with your brother, with all other human beings in the society becomes extremely pure. It's the pure love that you enjoy. And these stupid ideas which have corrupted our society, they just drop out. It's your own. You can get it in no time. Now, whatever you have done or you have been indulging into has to be just forgotten. The Kundalini will take care of that. The second blessing you get is that you become extremely creative. Extremely creative. The creativity has been shown among Sahajogis all over the world. I need not describe all that. But you become creative and in a very pure personality. It's like these days you see all kinds of things being created to sort of befool you. They create all kinds of nonsensical things, dirty things, filthy things, which are not digestible by any saintly person. You really become a saint in a way that your creativity becomes so beautiful. See, this beautiful cathedral was created by faithfuls who believed that in America one day, in this place, there will be so many seekers of truth and they'll get the blessings. They didn't create it to have some sort of a filthy, dirty, we should say, entertainment for it. Then you are entertained by something very pure, something very, very beautiful in the real sense of the word. But the highest thing that happens to you, that you develop a new kind of dimension in your awareness, which we call as collective consciousness. You become collectively conscious. Jung has talked about it. You become collective conscious means you start feeling others on your fingertips. On your fingertips you can feel yourself. Now these chakras, as you have been told, are denoted on your palms, and you can feel on your fingertips your own chakras and the chakras of others, the centers of others and your own. So who is the other? You become collectively conscious. I am saying again, you become. It's not lecturing, it's not saying. Then see how many problems get solved in no time. For example, we indulge, as he said, that we are really creating problems for our Mother Earth. But actually, because we are not collectively conscious. Once you are collectively conscious, you are in your awareness, then all the time you think that what will harm others? Should I smoke or not? Why should I smoke? It will harm others. Should I start a pub or not? No, because it will harm others. All these wrong things that we are doing for money or for anything whatsoever, drop out. You just don't do wrong things. Just don't do. Why? Because you are collectively conscious. For example, one finger gets hurt. The whole body reacts to it. The whole attention of the body goes to it. It's hurt. It has to look after. In the same way, in collective consciousness, you really develop a global consciousness. The other day I was telling them how it works in various levels. First time when I went to Russia, I was surprised that 25 German Saj Yogis came to help me. I said, why have you come? He said, Mother, is it not that we have harmed the people here so much? And should we not come? I said, you didn't harm. Whatever it is, our forefathers have done it, so it's our duty that we should come and help this. Then it was very surprising. They went to Israel. I said, why are you going to Israel? They said, Mother, isn't it that Jews have been harmed by us and we have to look after the Jews? And they started a center there of Sahaja. Then the most sweet thing happened, most amazing thing happened, that these Israeli Sahajogis came to Egypt. And I said, what are you doing here? They said, Mother, we have come to meet our friends, the Muslims here. Automatically, I never told them nothing. Just that love, that divine love that was pouring in them, they felt in that collective consciousness that they are the ones who have been hurt by us. We should go and look after them. So above all is this pure love, is the love of God Almighty, which is doing all the work. So when people talk of destruction and all that, I tell them, the one who has created us doesn't want us to be destroyed. Will not be destroyed. No question. Try anything, the world won't be destroyed. Hitler tried, so many people tried, nothing happened. But of course, those who will know the truth will survive. Definitely, no doubt about it. And survive in a very good way. This collective consciousness, once developed, all your problems are solved. Absolutely. Black and white, that's racial problem. We have caste systems in India, that's another problem. You have so many divisive ideas. You would like to divide from left side to the right side. Everything, all the time this mind goes on telling you to divide. Even countries, they want to get divided. What do they get out of it? Nothing. But it's just a matter of one person standing up and saying that we should have a separate country. Another one says we should have a separate country. In our country, there's a very good example that they divided India into 4 or 5 countries. And those who tried to divide were killed, were murdered by the same people for whom they divided the country. And the situation in these countries is so bad, so sickening, that I wanted to go to Bangladesh. My husband said, you better not come. I said, why? You'll be crying all the time, the way they are poor, the way they are suffering, the way they have nothing to eat. All these divisive methods are coming from this human mind. It is just because someone wants to be in charge, someone wants to achieve something. It's a kind of a cancer. When you become malignant and you want to dominate others, like a cell in the body becomes malignant and tries to dominate others and eat it off. We have to make one world and one religion. There's only one religion. And one religion is this, that we are one with the divine power. How can there be many religions when we believe in God Almighty who is one? But there are, and people are fighting in the name of God. Of course, they are also making money in the name of God. They are killing people in the name of God. I mean, doing all kinds of things. But I tell you, there must be only one man who must be teaching these things to them. Others are stupid and others are following it, the wrong type of life. So this has to happen within us, that we have to become collectively conscious. It's another personality. It's not the personality you are today, but it's a personality in which you become collectively conscious. You can feel others, you can understand others. As you understand your own centers, you understand their centers. Now, if you know how to correct your own centers, then you can correct the centers of others also. You can help others also. Now, all this kind of help that people have started, we must help this person, we must have that help, is of no consequence. Today you go and help somebody. Like in India, you see, I would say they started digging a well. And this well they dug with their own money. So there was inflation, all kinds of problems came in, and nobody looked after that because they didn't do it. They didn't do it. If they had built themselves, there would have been so much of care. Now this is what it is that we have to understand, that in collective consciousness you also know the roots of all the problems. Why this problem? Why that problem? Then if you know the roots, and if you know how to water that or how to correct that root, you can solve the problem. But first of all, human personality has to be collectively conscious. Without that, you cannot do anything. Whatever you do is temporary, comes up and vanishes into thin air. But Sahaja Yoga will teach you how to do things collectively. It doesn't mean that it is against individualism, but individual grows better in the collective. That's what we have seen, that when they become collective, they become great individuals, because they are nourished by the collective force. The collective minds are not guided by their own minds, but by the divine mind. So all of them put together work it out in such a manner that there is no quarrel, no fight, no war. Who is the other with whom to fight? If they are part and parcel of your being only, whom are you going to fight? They say you love your children, you love this thing. That's love is different. This is a love which encompasses the whole world, where everyone loves each other without any expectation, without any criticism. Just to love someone with all purity is only possible if your personality is transformed into collective consciousness. Unless and until transformation of human beings takes place, no use talking of big things. It will all fail. It has all failed, it will all fail. Human quality has to rise, and that is why everybody has said that you are to be born again. In the Sanskrit language, a realized soul, a person who is born again, is called Dvijaha, means born again, as the twice born, as we say. But also a bird is called as Dvijaha, because it is born like an egg. But when it is born as a bird, it's a twice born. In the same way, a human being also is born like an egg. This egg has to break, and this egg has to become the bird. Complete freedom, and such freedom that it has wings of wisdom. Freedom doesn't mean stupidity. It is full of wisdom, and you get this wisdom through the awakening of your Kundalini, because this all-pervading power is a source of wisdom. It thinks, this power, this understands, it coordinates, it helps you at every moment, it protects you all the time, But above all, it loves you. It forgives you. You have done mistakes, it's all right. Doesn't matter. Everybody, after all, they are human beings, so they make mistakes, makes no difference. But once you achieve this state, you also become very forgiving. Once you become that, then you are a person who witnesses the whole thing as just a drama. Don't get involved into it. Say we are standing in the water and the waves coming up and down. We get upset about it. But we get into the boat, then we watch the same waves with joy. But supposing you know how to swim, you can go into the water and save many. That is how today Sahaja Yoga has been spreading. I started with one lady. And now Sahaja Yoga, I don't know, they say 65 nations are there. Thousands and thousands have become realized souls. But somehow it can only go to people who deserve it. It can forgive. It can love. But those who are against, we should say who are antichrist, it will punish them. It's to be understood that you have to humbly accept what you are. You are the pure spirit. So many things have happened in Sahaja Yoga that I am myself amazed that in my lifetime I see people who are so much blessed every way. This money orientation like mad, have this, have that, and it finishes off. You become all right financially also. But the greatest thing that happens to you, that you become a satisfied soul. Today I see this carpet is beautiful, all right. I would immediately start asking from where did you get it, whose it is. Now if it belongs to me, I'll be worried if I have insured it or not. But when I am a realized soul, I just watch it. Just watch. And what happens to me? The beauty of this carpet fills me with thoughtless awareness. We go beyond the mind. So there are no thoughts that trouble you. Thoughts also rise, like one comes up, then another comes up. One comes from the past, one comes from the future. And we are jumping on the cusp of these thoughts. But when the Kundalini rises, what she does, she elongates those thoughts. And there's a state of thoughtless awareness. In that thoughtless awareness, what happens? You feel the peace. Peace towards yourself and peace towards other. By talking about peace, you cannot get to peace. People cannot become peaceful unless until they achieve their state of peace within themselves. And this state of peace is so easy to achieve because you feel there are no thoughts to bombard your head. Just you are in a peaceful condition and you look at the whole world like a witness, you see a drama like that. Don't get involved into it. Supposing a person is going through a traffic, and the traffic is too much, he's worried now how to get to the office, how to do this, that. But supposing he crosses all the traffic and goes on, sits on top of a hill. Then he watches all the traffic without getting worried. For a while he might not get out easily, but afterwards he says, now I'm sitting here nicely. What is there to worry? I'm over. Everything that troubles you, tortures you, finishes off. It gets solved. It is all solved. People have problems of their children, say for example. I know of so many parents in Sahaja Yoga whose children were taking drugs, they have given up. They have given up drugs. So many people have given up alcoholism. Most of the people, who came from the West were taking some sort of a thing like that. They all have finished with it. I never told them. I never said. I never used to say also before that you will give up, because I would be afraid that half of them would walk off if I say like that. But it is not meant for people who are rich or poor or anything, meant for all the human beings. It is for all the human beings to get the blessings of the divine. It's your right, as I said it again. It is there. But to be peaceful is very important now when you read about all kinds of violence that's going on. We'll criticize others, but we'll be ourselves very hot-tempered. We will be quite violent towards people. Can we give guarantee that we'll never be violent? It's not so. But with Sahaja Yoga, you become extremely peaceful. Not only that you become peaceful, but you emit peace. Wherever you go, there is peace. And people can feel that peace around. In that peace only we can grow very well. You have to steady your mind a little bit, that's all. For example, the other day somebody was saying, Mother, why do Americans go to all kinds of false gurus? And because they take money, so they think they are reliable. I said the trouble in America is this. Somebody has set a kind of a turbulence here that people are very trendy. If any trend comes in, we take to that. Another trend comes in, we take to that. All the time we are moving from one to another place. Think of any tree that is moved like this. It will never mature. Maturity cannot come. And because there is no maturity, they don't know how to judge people. I mean, I know when I came to America with my husband, ladies used to tell me, have you been to that guru? I said, no. Oh no, these days it's bargain. He is giving half price. I said, what? Half price? Half price what? You know, now he used to charge $300, now charges $150. It's such a stupid thing, people of such caliber talking to me. I said, why are you going to guru? Why? We are seeking. But why don't you judge your guru? You cannot purchase a guru. If he is a guru, he cannot take anything from you. It's a very different category of people who could be gurus. It's a very common thing here. Many Indians have come and made money. I feel ashamed about it. Like somebody will say, all right, I'll put your mind here to there, like that. Somebody will say that I'll teach you how to move a pendulum. And people give their families, their children, educated people. I'm amazed. What happens to their wisdom? To purchase something is all right, but you can't purchase your guru. You cannot purchase divine love. Can you purchase God? This is another thing which is really troubling me very much about America. It's all right, money is very important here, whatever it is. But beyond that is the spiritual life. Without the spiritual life, what is the use? You go and see the rich people here, very, very rich, supposed to be billionaire, and I don't know what they are. They come to me, Mother, give me peace. I have no peace. My family is broken. This has happened, that has happened. So to get a proper system of living also, the society has to be a realized society. As we have many who are realized souls, who are living in different places, but such love, such understanding. Nobody runs away with somebody's wife, another runs away with somebody's husband. That sort of thing doesn't happen. I invite you all into that society of beautiful people. It is a thing of modern times. This is the blessing of modern times. It has come and is going to bless you all for which you cannot pay. You are not to pay for that. Of course, now I would say sometimes somebody asked, how do you travel? So I said, all right, I travel with my own money, normally. But now Sahajogis feel ashamed that why should mother travel with her own money for our salvation? Because self-respect and self-esteem really become a part and parcel of their being. You can see a Sahajogi, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he behaves, the way he smiles. Everything is so beautiful. In India now we have very few real saints also. And they don't want to come down. They want to live in Himalayas or this thing. And they asked me, Mother, why are you giving this to all of them? I said, that's the time. This is a blossom time. And it has to be given. Despite all that, they are not living in the Himalayas and they are not leading all this kind of life. Such beautiful and beautiful people have come up that even to think about them is so joyous. Ultimately, what you get is joy. What is joy? Joy is singular. It doesn't have what you can call the happiness and unhappiness. No. It's just joy. You enjoy anything. Anything that is there, you enjoy. Joy is something is to be experienced and to be felt. In the company of other Sahajogis, in the company of other realized souls, and in the company of saints, it is so much of these beautiful vibrations of joy. First time I came to America, and when I started talking to them, many people sat down writing something. One gentleman asked me, Mother, why don't you, I don't know what they call it, by copyright. Why don't you get it a copyright? I said, for what? For your lectures. I said, why? Because they will use it. I said, all right, very good idea. If they use it, that means they will come to Sahajog. He said, no, they'll make money out of it. Then let them make. What do I care? If they want to use something good for something bad, what do I care? And really it is so, that those people who are not wanting Sahajoga, are not understanding Sahajoga, are really, I think, blind. They are blind, absolutely blind. Like Kabira has said, he said it, kaise samajhaun, sab jaganda. How am I to explain, Mother, this whole world is full of blind people. Now to believe or not to believe, there's nothing to believe in Sahajoga. As I have told you, you get the experience. Experience on your fingertips. You can first time, you can feel this all divine power surrendering. Some people doubt and they can't understand. They go home, close all the windows and see. Still it's there. Everywhere is. Then what you have to only know, how to use it. For what purpose. And in this congregation I would like to see how many would take to Sahajoga. How many would accept Sahajoga and settle down into Sahajoga. Instead of running here and there, why don't you see to yourself that you can achieve this higher state of life very easily. I promise you can solve the problems of others because you have this divine power all pervading, so beautifully surrounding you all the time for your help. So many cases one can quote. People write to me, Mother, this was the miracle, that was the miracle. So I told one gentleman that, all right, if there were miracles like that, why don't you write them down? He said, all right. Within 1 month he said, Mother, I have got so many letters now that they have gone over my head. Now I don't know which one to do. So you select. I said, I have no time. I have no time. You do it what you like. I said, forget it. What is the need? Why to write it down also? So, what I'm saying, you yourself should experience, you yourself should get it, because it's your own. For that, you are not obliged to anyone. And in no way. And nothing to feel in any way committed or sort of put into force. No. This Sahaja Yoga is the only thing in which people want to leave. We said, please leave soon. It's the only thing where we have to tell people to go. Supposing there's a so-called Sahaja Yogi comes and he steals, or he does all kinds of things, then we say, now you go. You cannot be a Sahaja Yogi. But he can't live, So after 5-6 years again he'll come back. Mother, I can't enjoy life. I'll give up all bad habits. And then little bit he tries and it happens. But automatically you become the pure spirit, which is such a beautiful thing. Such the blessing of the divine, because you have been seekers in your last lives. You have been seeking. And this seeking, when I met our gentleman just now, Mr. Klaus Nobel, such a great man, immediately he felt. I also was surprised the way he established within himself, because must have been a great seeker. He must have been seeking genuinely and sincerely. It has happened to many such people. But I was amazed that an American gets this, but no, he is a Swedish, And I was a little bit disappointed, because Americans of that caliber have to come out. Of that temperament have to come out. Otherwise you cannot save this America. You cannot save the world. In the whole world you are regarded as the leaders and this and that. Where I came first the country I visited was America. And I then ran away for 9 years, because I thought they can never understand me. There was a 16-year-old boy, he was here and they were all worshipping him. He was making such stupid things they could not even see. So I have to again and again request you that you have to be the leaders. That is expected of Americans. Because they talk of spirituality, so much of thing. But the problem is they do not take to it. Why? I've told you the nature of shifting. So please steady your minds and remember that you have to be absolutely free to get it. No force on you. Ultimately, you should have that joy. I mean, a person like me who is enjoying everything would like to share it with everyone. Would like to enjoy it with everyone. You cannot enjoy this great blessing of joy alone. And that's exactly what happens to you. You want to enjoy with everyone. And in that enjoyment, there is no perversion. In that enjoyment, there is no expectation. It's so pure. And that purity you will all enjoy. Realization dena hai. Now, for me, they have asked me that I could try to raise your Kundalini. And you should feel this all-pervading power tonight. You can. Firstly, have only faith in yourself that you can. Whatever you have done, whatever has happened, has happened. Now forget it. Just forget it. This one humble request is that this Mother Earth as it is, I gave a very good lecture recently on Mother Earth, how she understands everything, how she works it out. But to this Mother Earth, she also sucks our problems all the time. So if you don't mind, you just have to take out your shoes, that's all. Just to take out your shoes and put your feet on the ground. Now please do not have doubts about yourself. No doubts. It is going to work out for everyone. Please believe me in this, that you should not doubt yourself. Another problem is that one should not feel guilty. When you feel guilty, this center gets into jeopardy. It will never allow Kundalini to pass through this. Another thing is, practically if you see in your day-to-day life, feeling guilty creates a very big problem. That is, you can develop angina, so heart disease. You can develop also very lethargic organs. It's something not to feel guilty, but it's a fashion, I think, to feel guilty. The norms are so stupid in this world that people just get into guilt for nothing at all. Like one fellow told me that while eating he put his knife in the mouth, so he's feeling guilty. So there's nothing to feel guilty. If you have done any mistake, you should have corrected that moment, otherwise forget it. Now feeling guilty, why are you punishing yourself? So, not to feel guilty at all. You can tell yourself, I am not guilty at all. It's very important. Another small thing is, in this church, thinking of Christ, and this center is governed by our Lord Jesus Christ. At this center, when the Kundalini arrives, you must know it's a very constricted thing, extremely constricted like this. That's the cross. Absolutely constricted. So, to make it open, you have to forgive. Then it opens. You forgive first of all yourself. That is not to feel guilty. And you have to forgive others. For that you don't do anything. Whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. But when you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands. All the time torture yourself because you have not forgiven. So just to say in your heart that I forgive everyone. Mother, I forgive everyone. Say in your heart just like that, by saying only you'll feel better. These two centers are the biggest problems. And for that you must help me by forgiving yourself and then forgiving everybody else. You have to put both your hands towards me like that. Just like that. I would request you to close your eyes, because there's no mesmerism going on here. So please close your eyes. Just close your eyes. And don't worry if there are thoughts are coming, your mind is going hither and thither, don't worry. Actually, the Kundalini will take charge and she will just come up. Just put your hands like this towards me. Please forgive yourself. Very important thing is to forgive yourself. If you don't forgive, this center of Vishuddhi can never open and will be a big problem. So just forgive yourself. And now also forgive others. Just forgive. Just to say. No. Now please put your left hand towards me and bend your head down and see with your right hand if there's a cool breeze like vibrations are coming out of your fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Now please put your hand on top of your fontanelle bone area. Please bend your head. And now see with your right hand if there's a cool breeze coming out. Some people will get it hot, doesn't matter. After the hot, the cool will come. The hot is the heat from the body that's getting out. Nothing to get worried about it. This is the first time you will feel it. Now, please put your right hand towards me. And please bend your head. And see with the left hand, you can move. If it is still hot, means you have not yet forgiven. So forgive yourself and forgive others. Now, you can move the hand up and down on sides and see for yourself if there's a hot or a cool breeze coming out of your head. Some people get it quite close to the head and some people get it away from it. It shoots off. Now please open your eyes. Put your both the hands upward like this towards the sky. And now you ask a question 3 times in your heart. You can call me Mataji, Shri Mataji, or you can call me Mother. Ask any one of these 3 questions, 3 times, any one. Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Ask this question 3 times. Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love? Mother, is this the Parama Chaitanya? Ask any one of these questions, any one of them, 3 times. Now please put down your hands. Please put down your hands. Please put down your hands. I think they can't hear me. All those who have felt cool or hot breeze out of their fontanelle bone area, or put these hands like this, or on your fingertips. Please raise both your hands. May God bless you. Imagine. Thank you very much. You all have felt it for the first time, this all-pervading power. Now you have to grow. That's very important. The shiftiness has to go away. You have to grow, and for that we have arranged another program in Manhattan, I think, and they'll tell you. Now, enjoy the peace, enjoy the silence, but you have to grow, because these centers have some problems and they create some problems that has to grow. I'm so very happy to see so many people getting their realization. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. We are having another program. Somebody should announce. Please do come, because you have to grow, and this growth is very important to establish. You don't have to pay. That again I must tell you.
Shri Mataji is very interested in New York establishing itself with beautiful people who understand the value of spiritual life. Because she wants us to grow, she's asked us to conduct an intensive seminar workshop. We will have follow-up programs, again, free. Wednesday, that's tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. There's no excuse. Okay? We want to see you. The follow-ups will be at Casa Italiana, Teatro 2. It is located at 1161 Amsterdam Avenue. That's between 116th Street and 118th Street. We also have meetings on Friday nights at 44 East 32nd Street. And that starts at 70. So again, every day from Wednesday on through Monday night, we, the Sahajiyas, to welcome you to learn and to grow and to become all that we must become, because there's so much that we can and will do together. I have one other announcement. Shri Mataji, in her benevolence, and because she knows that it's very hard to reach all the people at one time, has agreed to do a second program. Shri Mataji will be back after touring Toronto and Vancouver and Berkeley and Los Angeles to meet all over North America. She will return to New York before she leaves country just one more time. And Shri Mataji will be in person at the Town Hall. Town Hall is on 43rd Street between 6th and Broadway. That will be on Friday, June 27th. Again, it's an opportunity not only for you to be in the presence of, as our honorary chairperson said, an avatar. And if you don't know that word, look it up. Okay? But to be in her presence and to then grow in the knowledge is really what we need. Please come back. Please tell your friends, your family. Give everyone you love a chance. And thank you, Shri Mataji, for coming to New York.